polnischen Starter hier bei der European Darts Trophy. Der Mann ist der frisch gebackene World Masters Champion der BDO. Er ist bei der PDC aktuell die Nummer 88 der Welt. Die Rede ist vom Polish Eagle, Christoph Ratajski. Christoph Ratajski nimmt es auf mit dem WM-Finalisten aus dem Jahre 2010. Er gewann die European Darts Championship in Mülheim an der Ruhr 2012 und nach einer zweijährigen Krise hat er ein tolles Jahr 2017 hingelegt. 3 Turniere gewonnen und zuletzt stand er im Finale des World Grand Prix. Ladies and Gentlemen, aus Down Under, the Wizard, Simon Whitlock. You come from an under, you speak my language. He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. He said, I come from an under.
The number 1 from Australia, the Wizard, Simon Whitlock, takes on the number 1 from Poland, the Polish Eagle, Christoph Ratajski, as a former European champion clashes with a reigning world master. And what a prize at the end of this match for Christoph Ratajski if he can win it. He is on the verge of making it to Alexandra Palace for his debut at a PDC World Championship. He has turned down his invite to Lakeside. The die is cast. The Rubicon is crossed. There is no going back now for Christoph Ratajski. Can he take that step that he needs to get to Ali Pali and overcome the man who recently made his 5th major final in the PDC, only beaten in a thrilling contest by Daryl Gurney in Dublin? It is the Polish Eagle versus the Wizard, Ratajski versus Whitlock.
First leg is Simon to throw first. Game on.
And Rob Malarkey joins me, Dan Dawson, in the commentary box for this one. One of the games of the night.
Yeah, absolutely. Ratajski has already seen off a winner of a PDC major title in the shape of Robert Thornton. Can he see off another here? Whitlock, the man who has a European Championship under his belt, and the man, of course, who almost emulated Robert Thornton by winning the World Grand Prix himself this year. Ratajski, well, he's becoming part of the fixtures and fittings on the European Tour, isn't he? World Masters under his belt as well recently in Bridlington. And a very, very different beast these days. But Simon Whitlock also a very different beast to the man he was, say, 12 months ago. He is back in the groove, and a man who feels that he is on the way up once again. He feels he belongs in the Premier League. He feels he's capable of re-establishing himself in the world's top 5.
100.
Yeah, well, it was pretty much 12 months ago that Simon Whitlock started to come back into form. It was that Pro Tour weekend just before the Grand Prix where he won his first title in a long old while. And it brought an end to 2 years of hurt, really, for Simon Whitlock. It was his first title for more than 2 years. Now, he then added 4 more in the following 5 months in a stunning return to form, and then it culminated in that run at the World Grand Prix where he was only beaten in a deciding set. Can the Wizard continue his resurgence? We kind of...
60.
I mean, I kind of think I know what Christoph Ratajski is going to do in this game. He's going to average about 97 and 98, hit 45% of his doubles, and it's whether the Wizard can live with that. He might not be able to live with this. He might not with a bullseye.
139. Simon, you require 80.
I've just made a note of that mini prediction there, Dan. Well, I'll come back to you later, but I think you're absolutely right. It will be, it could well be a typical Ratajski performance that gets him through here. But Simon Whitlock just playing with a great degree of freedom at the moment. He also stressed after the Grand Slam, after the World Grand Prix, the disappointment obviously of losing, but he stressed how important it was to get back into the Grand Slam as well. And you know, now he's got that particular issue out of the way as well. Yeah, and it's another stage where he feels he belongs.
Yeah, and if he is, you know, he is keen on getting up into that top 10 in the world, and the Grand Slam is a ranked tournament nowadays. It didn't used to be, but it is now. And So that's, you know, several £1,000s up for grabs for Simon Whitlock on his world ranking. He is a two-time quarter-finalist at the Grand Slam of Darts.
94.
He's had a terrific time of it in Europe this year as well. A semi-finalist in the German Darts Masters in the second event of the year. Semi-finalist in Mannheim, a quarter-finalist in Riese. Although Whitlock had failed to advance beyond round 3 in any of the other 8 tournaments. So he's had a few highlights this year, but he clearly would love a really good run here as well. And he had a fairly good time of it on the World Series stage this summer as well.
140.
Particularly on home soil. And that's a revenge match against Kyle Anderson. But we won't dwell on that anymore. Dwelt on that enough last time.
59. Simon, you
now, the Wizard.
170.
It's always a trademark of his, the 170. Back when he first came over to the PDC.
Do it again, Simon.
Oh, Wizard!
145.
On the first 2 legs, we've had a missed bullseye for a 164 and a missed ball for a 170.
Ratajski
25.
never looks, well, it's very difficult to gauge his emotions at the best of time, but he never looks flustered anyway. Double 8 here for Whitlock.
Game shot on the second leg.
2-zip.
Simon Whitlock. Third leg is Simon to throw first. Him on.
Ratajski, the first Polish player to win a major title, a major TV title, thrashing Mark McGuinney 6-1 to claim that World Masters crown last month.
Yeah, beating the BDO #1 Glenn Durrant along the way. I mean, he swept all before him. But Simon Whitlock is asserting himself in this one. First maximum.
Am I right in saying that that win in Bridlington earns him a place in the Grand Slam next year?
97.
Well,
is that how it works?
They haven't. The BDO have not announced their criteria for selection for next year, and I don't think they will. I mean, who knows when they will do it, but that has been the format for the last couple of years. The thing is, by then, Krzysztof Ratajski, one imagines, will be a PDC player, and I don't think the BDO would use their wildcard picks to select a PDC player, even if he was the World Master. And of course, they could change things. As Ratajski fires in a 177, he needs to get something going here. This is very good from the Wizard. Very, very good from the Wizard.
It's very unfortunate for the Wizard, however. But of course, a few days after that success in Bridlington, he suffered the big disappointment of losing his semi-final in the Eastern Europe qualifier for the World Championship. No disappointment there, though. 180 on the board.
121.
Instead, Alan Lubitsch will make his Ali Pali debut in December. Ooh, long way off. Anyway.
37.
Now then, for an immediate break back,
47.
Krzysztof Ratajski, 15 for double 16. Loves double 16. Loves it. 11 darter.
Krzysztof Ratajski. Fourth leg is Krzysztof to throw first. Game on.
Look at that. 107 average from Krzysztof, 104 almost from the Wizard. This will drag it down a little bit, but not by that much.
How far do you think Krzysztof can go in Hasselt's?
Well, I'll be honest, after about 6 European Tour events and having seen how not only was he playing good darts, but seemed to be getting better and more at ease on these stages, as he fires in another 177. Magnificent work from the Polish Eagle.
Absolutely brilliant.
I genuinely thought that it looked as if, because he was winning all the qualifiers, so he was always picking up ranking money, I thought he'd get to Hasselt, and by the time we get to the European Championship, I thought he'd be a danger, and he might end up in the quarters or the semis. Now, having just won the World Masters, beating the best that the BDO has to offer,
100.
I genuinely think that that might not be a ridiculous prediction. When you look at what he's done this year, Christoph Ratajski has picked up 20 grand on the European Tour Order of Merit.
And he's beaten some very good players as well.
He has, and when he's lost, he's gone very, very close. And look at this. Well, he's not going to take out the 1-3-4, but he is going to set it up, and it looks like we could have a level game at 2 apiece after the Wizard had raced out the blocks in those first 2 legs. Because it will all depend on the draw in Hasselt. I think when he's turned down that Lakeside invitation, he's got a lot riding on making Ali Pali. And if he does make Ali Pali, I think with the European Championship, the money he's picked up this year, and at least first round money at Ali Pali, that may well be enough to get him a tour card without having to go to the new Euro Q School.
And you sort of hope, well, I for one hope that his bravery and it's a bold move. I hope it's rewarded in that way. I really do. I think he deserves it, to be honest.
Well, he's played superb stuff, and I think he will be. You look at how he has played over the course of this year, and he would be an asset to the PDC. It would be a benefit to have him playing in the Tour week in, week out. And when you look at Mensur Suljovic, who started playing everything and got better and better and better, and recently became a major champion, that is what Christoph Ratajski will hope to do. Playing week in, week out on the Tour. He will hope to improve, and he's already playing at an excellent level. I mean, I know we're only 4 legs into this, but he's averaging 105.
And he's a great candidate to be a really good trailblazer for the rest of that region as well. That's the other thing.
Exactly. I mean, the PD darts is a global game. We've got a guy from Australia taking on a guy from Poland here, who wants to see the best players from countries all over the world clashing. Obviously, there's a huge
59
British and UK contingent. There's a large Dutch contingent. There's a growing number of Belgians as well. Obviously, Germany has fallen in love with the game, but they're still waiting for a wave of elite-level players. But Martin Schindler is certainly making progress in the game.
Yeah, but you need that diversity, don't you? And, he is a very good candidate here.
97, Samuel Car 149.
Not much in this leg. The Wizard, treble 19, doesn't get it. Ratajski, treble 20, treble 20, double 19. I mean, he could go another way, but
would not put it past him. Go on.
Oh dear.
Well, I'll put it past him now.
Yes. And you would be right to do so, Robert Milan.
28.
Just the 28 scored.
Samuel require 52.
Well, this to stop the rot, if you like, because he was 2 legs up. Ratajski responding to level things up. Whitlock, though, not there yet. But he is now.
The 5th leg, Simon Whitlock. 6th leg is Christoph to throw first.
Yeah, Ratajski's best performance in Europe this year was in Maastricht at the Dutch Darts Masters, where he beat Steve Lennon without dropping a leg. He beat Jelle Klaassen that weekend as well. He thrashed Christian Kist 6-1.
100.
Before losing to Peter Wright 6-3. Made his European Tour debut in Mulheim in this tournament 2 years ago.
100.
Lost to Adam Hunt in the first round there. We also saw him, I think the next time we saw him was 12 months later in Riesa. There was a bit of a gap between Ratajski's initial performances on the European Tour, but there's
60.
been very few gaps this year, just the 1 tournament missed.
Yeah, well, of course, prior to this year, he had to come through the European qualifier. Now we've got the Christoph Ratajski qualifier,
45.
which so-called because he's won every single one of them bar 1. Something like a qualifying record of 48 games, 47 wins, I think it is, for 2017 for Christoph Ratajski.
121.
And you can see how, because lo and behold, Christoph Ratajski is averaging around the 97 mark.
60.
Which makes that win by Christoph Chuk in the semi-finals of that Eastern Europe qualifier for the World Championship all the more remarkable. 6-5. Chuk holding his nerves. I'd love it if he plays Alan Norris. I hope he really... I want Chuk to play Chuck Norris. There's your story for December.
Yeah, we saw Alan Norris earlier on today, second game of the afternoon, 97 average, despite his
58.
problems with his hands that he's got. He beat James Richardson. He'll be in action tomorrow in the round of 16. Only one of these guys can make it through to tomorrow.
Winner faces King or Decker,
Game shot on the
who are
sixth
backstage right now,
Ratajski.
going through the final motions. Ratajski back on terms at 3 apiece. Is Mervyn King hinted that he might join us this weekend, should the worst happen tonight?
His words to me earlier were...
No tar.
Yeah, I would very much appreciate it if I don't have to do commentary with you tomorrow.
Have we upset him, or is that just...
Well, I mean, probably, but he would much rather be contesting the final stages of the Happy Bet European Darts Trophy. Ratajski, if he's to be contesting the final stages, he's going to have to find a break of throw from somewhere. He did produce one earlier on, having gone 2-0 down. Did it with an 11-darter. Yes, Christoph.
Yes,
maximum number 2.
2
2-1-80s, 2-1-7-7s for Christoph Ratajski, and that brings up the round 100 for the event so far.
93.
Dawson's prediction of a 97 or a 98 average. Very much on track here at the moment as well. He is unerringly accurate once again.
Well, I mean, he's, well...
Although that's
a bogey number he's left there, Christoph, so a mark on his copybook there. But it's just what Christoph Ratajski does. He did it in the World Masters. He was averaging 98. I think it was 98 in the final, 101 when he beat Durrant. It was 98 in the quarter-final or semi-final. It's just what he does. And, well, it's a wonderful setup shot here. But Christoph Ratajski, 2 trebles, didn't get a dart at the bullseye because he wasn't thinking the previous visit. Well, he's been let off by the wizard there.
61.
Because the 150 would have been a sickener, but this for the break of throw that he needs to go into the lead for the first time in the match. Yes, Christoph Ratajski pins it. And he is 2 legs away from the final day of action and moving into a spot for the World Championship at Alexandra Palace.
4 from 7 on his doubles as well. It's another good display on the finishing for Christoph Ratajski. That has been a feature of his play of late as well.
58.
Averaged almost 99 yesterday in beating Robert Thornton 6-4.
Oh, the Wizard.
Life in the Wizard though yet here. Do not rule him out of this one just yet.
Hitting back with his second 180. We've talked so much this weekend about permutations for qualifying for various events, but Christoph Ratajski surely having put his cards on the table and said, I'm not going to Lakeside, it's all about Ali Pali for me. This is as big as any, as we've seen. But Simon Whitlock has thrown 6 perfect darts to leave 1-4-1 for the 9 and a break, and possibly to break Christoph's heart.
134.
Can the Wizard?
Nicholson has moved over.
Can the Wizard produce a little bit of magic? Not on this occasion.
Sit down, Paul. Go back to your chair in the corner.
58.
Kiss of death that from Nicholson. As soon as he got out of his chair to come over to look at the screen here, I just knew it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, well, we'll get him to leave the building next time.
60.
Just the 60, however.
83.
The Wizard's got 2 visits to see off 83. And he only needs 2 darts. It's a magnificent response from Simon Whitlock. 11 darter, 4 all.
2 breaks apiece.
Game on.
When one player seizes the initiative, or at least seems to be seizing the initiative, the other has responded. First, Whitlock going in front at 2-0. Ratajski responding. Ratajski getting his nose in front at 4-3. Whitlock bouncing back to level once again. This 44. One could well be going all the way, unless Ratajski can find a way through here. Might want to pounce all over this. 44 from Whitlock. But not able to do so. Bit of a let off that for Simon Whitlock.
97. $59.
Slightly edgy ninth leg, this one. Whitlock trying to take the leg by the scruff of the neck here, but well, there's a ton 40. That puts him in a good position now. Ratajski has to find a response here.
$96. $140.
Yeah, decent stuff from Whitlock. Leaves himself 80 after 4 visits to the board. Ratajski has to fill this up. That's a good start. A great one to follow. Not completely happy with the lie.
140.
I think it's just not quite enough.
Yeah, another one might just have rattled Whitlock a bit there, but 80 away, tops.
Game shot.
Wow, what about that? Simon Whitlock with Ratajski on 146. Taking the bull by the horns there for a 5-4 lead.
Do or die now for Christoph. Has to win these next 2 legs.
97.
So much rides on this. Of course, we will be seeing him at the European Championship by virtue of his stunning consistency on the Euro Tour this year. But in terms of snaffling a Pro Tour spot, Pro Tour Order of Merit spot for Ali Pali, Christoph Ratajski has got to overcome the Wizard.
One right down the middle.
140.
We might well be going all the way here.
$134.
Well, the tension is getting tangible out there, actually, for Ratajski. Another healthy visit here will leave him in good shape, but he's unable to find the trouble so far.
100.
And he's down to a big finish of 164. Whitlock still on 2-2. There's a bit of a cushion here, but Whitlock looking to eat his way into this cushion, and there's room for one more there.
A 4th maximum for the Wizard. It gets him down to a finish, and it forces Ratajski to have a go at this. He missed the bullseye for it in the very first leg of the match. He's not going to get a dart bullseye here. And the Wizard, well, the big combination checkouts.
60.
There is calling card. You knew his name by his ridiculous 3-figure combination checkouts when he first moved over to the PDC. He might produce one here. Well, he looked at the treble 14. I thought it looked inviting for another treble 20 there. But 104 checkout for Ratajski. 4 18s will leave double 16. It's there, I think. It is.
It is.
Double 16. He loves it. He only gets 1 dart. And he misses it. And that might be that for the Polish Eagle.
Agony for Christoph Ratajski. Whitlock just takes a moment here, and all Ratajski can do is just pray.
2 match darts. Double 10.
34.
Wow. The Wizard can't kill this game off.
A massive let-off for Christoph Ratajski. That could well change the course of his career. Who knows? Double 4 to force a decider. Oh, it's just outside the wire. He can't believe his eyes. He really can't.
He must have thought when he missed the double 16 that was that. He was given another 3 darts and he could not seize the opportunity. And the Wizard ends it. And Ratajski's hopes of the World Championship appear to be over. We will see him at the European Championship. The World Master is beaten. Were it not for those missed darts at the end there, guess what? He'd have been averaging 97 and 98. In the end, the Wizard just had enough to see off the Polish Eagle. He is through to the next round and will face either Mervyn King or Jan Dekker. Those two squaring off in the penultimate game of the night. But now it's time for the world #1. Mighty Michael van Gerwen on stage against a man who averaged 100 yesterday, Zoran Lerchbacher.
It's a month.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he's a World Masters champion, and I was a bit nervous playing him then. It's like, yeah, I had a couple of fall-outs in the third leg, which sort of put me on the back foot. So, you know, I'm really happy to have won that game.
Congratulations for reaching the final of the World Grand Prix. Big tournament, I would say, huh?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's life-changing, ranking changing, obviously. But, you know, I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. I'm in good form now. I could do anything.
Are you hoping for being in Premier League next year?
I'd love to be in the Premier League. You know, that's one of my goals again, to get back in the Premier League. I think I'm playing well enough to be there, and not just to make up the numbers. I believe I can win it.
See you tomorrow again, Simon. Thank you very much. Simon Whitlock. Hofft darauf, im nächsten Jahr nochmal Premier League zu spielen.